She's Elanie Fourie. She's a daughter of God. She's a wife and a mother of 3 boys. Samaritan's Feet, South Africa. Elanie.
Samaritan's Feet, South Africa. We are in the business of hope. Let me tell you a story. Over 30 years ago, on a very hot summer's afternoon, very much like today, in Lagos, Nigeria, a missionary approached a young boy by the name Manny and asked him or invited him to enter into a competition of which the prize would be a pair of shoes. Now, for this African boy and many others, just the idea of having a pair of shoes was beyond his wildest dreams. Manny entered the competition and he won, and he got his first ever pair of shoes. But even more important than that pair of shoes was the words of hope given to him by this missionary, the Good Samaritan. This gift was more than just a gift of shoes. It was a gift of encouragement to believe in your dreams. The sky is the limit, and never, ever give up. Well, this gift propelled this young man, Manny, to really work hard at developing his talents, his skills, and his confidence. He turned those lessons into success by earning a scholarship at a university, a full basketball scholarship at a university in America. Manny earned his bachelor's degree, he earned his master's degree, and he was successfully climbing the ladder in the technology industry. But it was on a trip back to Nigeria where his passion and his compassion just collided, and that became the vision of Samaritan's Feet. Determined to change his homeland and the world, Manny and Tracy, his wife, they started Samaritan's Feet in 2003. Since then, in 108 countries, more than 7.5 million shoes have been distributed. The story for South Africa started in 2015. Since then, we've distributed 19,500 pairs of shoes, using 2,450 volunteers. Now, in South Africa, our core focus is to serve the impoverished children who has no shoes. And our aim is not merely just to give a pair of shoes. We want to give hope. Because all that these children is really hunger for is hope. And we do it very simply. We do 3 things. We wash feet, we give a new pair of shoes, and we connect. When donating shoes, we focus on the connection. Because positive connection, if it's physical or emotional, can have an enormous impact on the lives of the children that we deal with. So often, we find that physical touch is not necessarily positive for the children that we work with. You touch a child, and they flinch. We spend time with them. We wash and care for their feet. We connect with their hearts. And we encourage their dreams, their hopes. And we tell them over and over and over again, your life matters. Now, I want to share with you a story of where my passion for Samaritan's Feet and the impact that we do it just doubled. Now, as you know, I've been involved with Samaritan's Feet just over a year, but in April I took over the operations. And we went on a distribution to the Karoo where I took my whole family, because it's a family business. My husband's taking photographs. I've got the 2-year-old playing with the boys, with the other kids, and I've got my 4 and my 5-year-old just hanging around carrying shoes. But you need to understand that I had 3 boys in 3 years. And I gave up my corporate career, which I absolutely loved, to focus on spending time with my boys. My husband and I, we always call it, we are busy with the default setting of our kids. And we want to focus on teaching them the principles of love, compassion, and giving back. So, and I am honest, I struggled for a very long time with my own identity. who am I without my great glamorous corporate career? And having 3 boys in 3 years, it's just boys, 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 kids, kids, kids. And I just simply lost my identity. But I kept on praying, God, show me where I need to spend my time, where I need to spend my efforts and energy, so that I can feel I add value and I impact my community and my family. So on this distribution in the Karoo, everyone's busy. I turn around and I see my 5-year-old boy, out of his own, on the floor, washing the feet of this girl, engaging with her, smiling and laughing. I had to stop, like now, and pause. My heart completely melted, because I was begging God to show me the impact on my family. And then that happens. And we've got a daily ritual at the end of the day where we ask each other, what was your highlight, what was your lowlight of the day? And Rian just answered, Mama, om daai maatjie se voetjies te was en vir haar nuwe skoentjies te gegee het, was die beste ding van die dag. Maar weet mama hoekom? Want ek het Jesus werk gedoen. How good is God? Giving me the answer and the identity that I am where I have to be. And that just completely sparked my passion to give more, to connect deeper, and I will not give up on hope in our country. But how can you get involved? Samaritan's Feet identified 5 goals for 2020. The first one is we want to donate 10,000 pairs of shoes at a price of 100 Rand. It costs us 100 Rand from A to Z to distribute a pair of shoes. Secondly, we want to scale nationally by doing 8 distributions in provinces other than the Western Cape. By doing that, we can enlarge our footprint. Thirdly, we want to use sport as a connector to people and for fundraising. We've got quite a few events lined up for next year. One of the biggest ones is the Sevens tournament that we've got with the Blitzboks and Neil Paul, that is our ambassadors. The fourth one is to become financially sustainable. And the fifth one is to be able to be in a position to offer a holistic solution to the community. What are we asking you? Buy or sponsor a distribution, or sponsor a fundraising or event, and thirdly, commit to a monthly distribution. I want to leave you with the words that shoes are a symbol of hope that help children walk into their destiny. Thank you.
Right, Elanie Fourie, CEO of Samaritan's Feet. I loved your presentation when you said we are in the business of giving hope. Now, just that one word gives me hope. It's a combination of passion and compassion. And you start off by saying Samaritan's Feet SA started in 2015, which is basically 4 years ago. And in the 4 years, you distributed 19,500 shoes with volunteers. Give us a bigger spectrum. Is 19,500 shoes in 4 years a big amount, or is it a small amount?
I think, in my opinion, it is rather a small amount. If you look at the need in our country, and if you look at what other countries in Samaritan's Feet is currently achieving, we could do more. And that's why we strategically decided that 2020 is the year that we're going to hit the target, and it's going to be HAG, a big, audacious goal. And 10,000 for next year is rather a huge number for us.
May I ask, why just 19,500 then in 4 years?
I think Samaritan's Feet SA went through probably some bad management. Samaritan's Feet SA sort of floated without having a strategy and a clear goal of where it is that we want to go. And now we know where we fit into the bigger picture of Samaritan's Feet International. We've got a goal of 10 million pairs of shoes that we would like to distribute by the end of next year. And us in South Africa, we play a part in that. So there's no beating around the bush with only 6,000, 3,000 pairs of shoes. We need to get 10,000 pairs of shoes on the feet of children so we can change 10,000s of lives.
I want to know, Elanie, when did you step into position as CEO, and ever since you took over, what changed at Samaritan's Feet?
I took over in April this year, and I think with regards to my background being corporate, I brought to the table the business sense and the business side to the charity. Brought to the table broad thinking, long-term thinking. We need strategy. We need budgets. We need plans. We need actions. Where in the past, I think Samaritan's Feet operated more from the heart, which is very important, and that's why we exist, but also to be sustainable and to be independent from the international Samaritan's Feet. We need proper business planning, and that's what I brought to the table.
You just said to be self-sustainable. Do you get any international funding?
Currently for this year and promised in the budget for next year, we get a very, 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 very little small amount of money from Samaritan's Feet International, but that buys me maybe 2 days for employment. That's it.
Samaritan's Feet South Africa must be an NPO to take note of if somebody like the Blitzbox chooses you as an organization to support.
Yes, we are very proud, and we really nurture the relationship that we've got with the Sevens. We've got Neil Paul as one of our ambassadors, as well as Philip, the new captain, Shakes, Impy. These guys are our ambassadors, and we are the official charity for the Blitzbox. So when they win in Cape Town next weekend, watch them at the end, because if they take their shoes off, the idea of that is to create talk with media. Why do you take your shoes off? And that will start the conversation about Samaritan's Feet South Africa.
So that's your big media and marketing approach.
Yes.
Has it been on TV?
Yes, it has. When they won in Singapore, the guys took off their shoes, and it created a whole vibe of conversation and why. And that's exactly what we want, because that gives me and the rest of the team the opportunity to tell the story.
Right, let's ask you the small, medium, and large donations. You said you want 10,000 pairs of shoes times 100. That just covers the costs, but give us a ballpark figure.
Okay. If you want to give small, really small, give me 100 rand. That can change one life. Only 100 rand. My medium ask will be 500,000 rand, which will help us to actually employ people full-time, to assist us with the logistics, to assist us with storage. We need 1 million rand to be able to distribute the 10,000 pairs of shoes. And that's my big ask.
Right, I think that's. I think through the pictures we saw that you guys get quite hands-on, so I think that's a wrap.
Thank
Elanie,
you.
Thanks.